Failure. That word can be so scary. So how do you overcome it and not let the fear of failure hold you back? Hey there, this is Luisa Zhou, and today I'm going to share 3 powerful tips to help you eliminate that fear of failure so that you can achieve your business goals. One more thing before we dive right in, make sure you hit that subscribe button to be notified every week when I share a new video on building your own online business. When I started my first online business, I was paralyzed by my fear of failure, especially the thought of putting myself out there and having everyone see me fail. Despite all of that, I was able to overcome that fear and build my business to 6 figures before I left my job. So let's talk about how you can use my tips to overcome your fear too. Secret number 1, stop seeing fear as an end point. When I was starting my first online business, every failure and rejection felt like a physical blow. I remember one time submitting an article to a very popular publication that you might have heard of, Lifehacker, and being so sure that it was going to get accepted. Every morning for weeks, I'd wake up and check my email and obsessively hit refresh, waiting for that email that I knew was coming. It never came. And I remember thinking that I was never going to succeed because of this one rejection. Thank goodness I didn't give up though, because after that, I had about 50 more failures, including a period of about 2 months where every single person I spoke to for almost 30 people in a row told me that they couldn't afford me. But because I didn't let those failures get to me and I didn't give up, I was able to persist through and speak with person number 31 who said yes and became a paying client. I'm making a bit light of it now, but honestly at the time, it was the most painful thing in the world to face all those failures and rejections. I'm sharing this with you though because I want you to see that for every success that you see, there are so many failures that had to lead up to it before that success could happen. So shift your thinking from thinking about a failure as a confirmation that you can't succeed or that if you fail once, it's game over. Instead, think about it simply as part of the process. Secret number 2, ask yourself, what's the worst thing that could happen? Whenever I feel fear creeping in, this is the question that I always go back to. Really, what's the worst thing that can happen? When I first started posting content on social media and sharing my knowledge with the world, I was so scared. I'm a huge introvert and super sensitive, so nothing about my personality helped. But I thought about it. What is the worst thing that could happen? If I write something and nobody responds, I'll still be okay. I'll have my job at the time, I'll have a roof over my head, and even if people laugh at me and think I'm dumb, if that's really the worst thing that can happen, it's really not so bad. I did the same thing when I thought about failing in my business. What if no one wanted to buy from me ever? What then? Well, I remember thinking very clearly to myself, even though at the time I really wanted to leave my 9 to 5, you know what? Even if I can't make this work, I have a job. Or I can get another one. Or, okay, getting really honest, I did also think to myself, all right, if things get really, really bad, at least my parents will always have a place for me. I never told them that, and I definitely wasn't hoping that it would happen. But I knew that ultimately, even if I failed in the worst way I could imagine, I would still have my life, my health, and the people that I really cared about. When you put it into perspective like that, that fear is really not that scary anymore, right? Secret number 3, think about your failures scientifically. I remember reading a story about the billionaire founder of Spanx, Sarah Blakely. When she was growing up, her dad would ask her and her siblings at dinner every night, "What did you fail at today?" And she credited that question with helping her develop an attitude of embracing failure and seeing it as a learning opportunity. That story really stuck with me, and that attitude has made all the difference in my own business. In fact, in my Employee to Entrepreneur course, it's an attitude that I try to instill in every single student. And when something doesn't go as well as hoped, I have epic spreadsheets to track everything and figure out what didn't go according to plan so that it can be fixed. I've seen embracing this final secret as a key differentiator of my most successful students who are able to build the business and life of their dreams. And I'm sharing this with you because I want you to be able to do the same for yourself. And those are my top 3 secrets to overcoming your fear of failure so that you can build the business and life that you want. Because ultimately, when you weigh your dreams against your fears, I know that your dreams are so much bigger and more powerful than your fears could ever be. And that's why I also have another video for you on the 3 most toxic and limiting beliefs that might be holding you back from achieving those dreams. After helping over 1,000 students build their online businesses, I've seen these same beliefs in almost every student, even after overcoming their fear of failure. I've got your back, and I'm not gonna let that happen to you, so make sure you check out that video in the description below. And if you are ready and you want a step-by-step system for building your own online business, make sure you check out my latest masterclass on the exact process that I used to build a 6-figure business before I left my 9-to-5. In that training, I show you exactly how I built my first online business using just my job skills from scratch, starting with no audience or anything, to $106,000 in 4 months while still juggling my job. I have it linked in the description, so go ahead and click there and you can sign up for it right now. If you liked this video, please let me know by liking it below and let me know in the comments what your biggest takeaway was. Don't forget to subscribe for my weekly videos, share this with your entrepreneurial friends, and I will see you next time.